And we did that for about 6 months. Well, in the interim period, Guido was actually wanting to go home. And George Scott had approached me and he says, I got an idea and I need to get an answer from you. And I think he was having some trouble with Jardim. I don't know what it was about.
The spoiler.
The spoiler, who was there and one of their top players at the time.
Yeah.
And I never delved into it. It wasn't any of my business, but I assume it was over money. It always is. So Jardim left, and George Scott approached me with the idea of going under a mask. Well, I owed loyalty to Guido, and I said, Guido, George has asked me to do this. He said, go ahead and do it. I'm going to go home anyway. He said, I've been trying to figure out a way to tell you. He says, we're going to have a series of matches with the Andersons. Right after that, you can become a mass superstar. So I talked to my wife about it. My wife's grandmother made all my masks, made my capes, my outfits. I ordered boots. And Boris Malenko, he was in the territory at the time, and he wasn't my manager at the time, but he was going to be. So he and I went to Park Center in Charlotte every Monday. They had matches in the evening. We'd go down there in the morning, and we'd just practice holds and counters. And, and I taught school before, so I wasn't worried about my interviews. And Guido had given me a good foundation. When I first broke into the business, he taught me all the babyface moves. When I became one of the Mongols, I became a specialist. Eyes, ears, nose, and throat. So I didn't have to do anything. So all I had to do was go over these moves. In about 6 weeks, he said, I think we're ready. We had a loser leave town match, Bolo Mongol, against Wahoo McDaniel in the Greensboro Coliseum. He beat me, and the stipulation was I would take his feathers, he would leave town, or he would cut my ponytail and I would leave town. I lost, got my ponytail cut on Sunday. Monday, I've got a new vehicle that I bought 4 or 5 weeks before that.
Because the fans couldn't see you driving the same car.
Never drove. I had a Ford before, and I bought a new Dodge van. So I drove the Ford to Greensboro. The next day, my wife driving the Ford around, and I drove a Dodge van with a mask to Greenville, South Carolina.
Monday night.
Monday night, and I wrestled as the mass superstar.
I was looking at the records of the Georgia territory and the Carolinas are adjacent.
Oh, yeah.
They butt up against each other, but during the war from 72 to 74, all the NWA talent was coming in, but not that much from the Carolinas. And possibly it was because they were gearing up to fight their own opposition with the IWA up there, but